Hello everybody, it's the Pope and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, consider subscribing. And if you are returning, welcome back. What's up? Today, I am pulling tarot cards on a particular presidential independent candidate, Dr.SHIVA. Basically, my partner has been very interested in this person. I am interested in this person. I like what they're saying. I like the spiritual perspective. But you know me, I am a world-class warrior and paranoid, and I don't trust people. So I wanted to pull some cards on this individual and upload it up here for you guys. So I've got a couple of decks in front of me, and let's jump right into it. Well, you guys, I paused my video right at 1 minute and 11 seconds, so that's pretty dope. Okay, so I have a couple of questions that we're gonna answer. I don't know if I should hold it up like this and show you, or maybe I'll just read it to you. But some of the questions we're going to answer, and most likely more questions as we pull cards and see what's up. I have written down, who is he at his soul? Who is he at his soul? What are his truest intentions? What is his unique filter? As in a life perspective filter. How is he filtering and receiving and perceiving his information? All right, what would be the pros and cons of supporting this individual or following? And what are the most likely timelines in the future as far as the presidential candidacy, or just sort of how he himself is going to play out interacting in this world? And then any advice maybe that Spirit would have for us. And we can sort of touch on that as we get into it. So I wanted to kind of let y'all know what you're getting into. Now let's get into it. Okay, this was really interesting. I pulled about 4 cards from each of my decks, and the first few cards to come out were making me feel that at his soul, at his innermost being, he wants to bring to light the amount of self-sabotage we subject ourselves to. And one of these particular routes of self-sabotage that he truly at his soul is coming here to teach people about is to not trust the information of other people, to actually seek out the knowledge yourself. If you are just trusting the experts, as they say, you are going to shut yourself out, seal yourself outside of your prosperity, and you will be none the wiser, happy, complacent, in your own filth, so to speak. This is this sort of self-sabotage at his soul that he wishes to enlighten us about. Now, I don't know if I should go in order with these questions or just jump around, because this is sort of fleshed out even more when I was shuffling my Rider-Waite deck. I kept getting this 5 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles, and of course the 5 of Pentacles landed on the bottom here, but it was sort of like he had this ancestral karma I mean, it's coming out in the cards, but of course, if you look into this guy, you listen to him talk about his life, there's an ancestral karma of poverty, an ancestral karma of complacency, or sort of accepting your place, or just trusting the experts. You know what I'm saying? This says don't talk to strangers. Trusting the experts instead of trusting yourself. So, his truest intentions. Okay, so there's like a wide array of energy coming through. We have this sort of destruction impulse here, and at the same time, this urge to protect purity and innocence, to create a space for innocence. And you see that reiterated with this heart card. With this heart card reversed, it shows that in his life, he had been denied any kind of like protection of his own innocence, of his own sacred heart space. And he wishes to destroy the things preventing this way of being to take root, this sort of sacred mother heart energy. I mean, I see that he wants people, it's specifically around family, and because, you know, the Four of Wands came out twice, and from two different decks. And to me, this message is like he wants community to take root. Like he wants families to be able to flourish and nurture this sort of innocent, the children, and not just the children, but also the children inside of ourselves, like our own inner child, like our own kind of heart space. And we know that our internal space is really what's being targeted and attacked, especially like the physical body. I'm feeling, but it's definitely a destructive impulse, and I think that it can come off as kind of scary or maybe unstable even, but this sort of warrior energy, it's like these swords protecting this purity, protecting this sort of innocence. The rabbit is also making me think of our journey to enlightenment, you know, our rabbit holes, right? And I think because there's so much mental warfare, people's inherent right and, you know, sort of metamorphosis impulse to delve into rabbit holes, right? To enter because I view a rabbit hole as a transitioning period of time. It's where you are mentally and spiritually crossing a certain amount of distance into a new paradigm. And he wishes to protect the right to delve into these rabbit holes, into these initiations, because, you know, it's like a very natural growing up. I don't know why that is what this feels like to me, because this is usually about meditating and going into your mental space. You know, it's sort of like peace also, sort of protecting peace, protecting your inner peace, your inner world. Like, it's one thing to have to manage the exterior physical world, but when it's on the inside, that's like too intimate. That's a barrier not to be crossed, you know. So yes, his intention is to protect these barriers. It's not going to be a very warm, fuzzy feeling, though, when like his actions aren't going to necessarily reflect this sort of warm, fuzzy feeling. There's quite a vicious hostility that is like the fire that will sow the seeds of the future of prosperity. But of course, there is shadow in everyone. This is like at the bottom of the deck, although it was kind of reversed. So I'm taking it sort of both ways. It feels very much like I think it's part of this sort of, how do I explain it? Like emotions can burn out your body, right? You know, and there's a certain delicate balance of containing a certain amount of like righteous anger in your being, and there being a certain capacity. So like anyone, he may be human, and he may maybe get too rageful or wrathful at times. But I see, because it's coming out like reversed, I feel that this is something he's aware of. Like it's something he sees. It's something he keeps an eye on. He watches and possibly even nurtures, because as we investigate further, looking at his specific filter, his unique perception filter of life, the very first card that came out was the Hanged Man upright. So this is somebody who is wise, somebody who has earned wisdom through the experience of life, the suffering of life. You know, he has been placed in situations that have forced him to think differently and outside of the box, you know. And then we have this Four of Wands coming out again, which is this, it is a stability laid out. It is like an energetic foundation for family, community. This is somebody who wants prosperity, wants to share and establish that. And it's definitely establishing an energetic foundation, like a spiritual foundation. And that makes sense, because it's like most of the work I've seen of him, he is pushing this like you can do it kind of energy, like you really can, all you have to do is just this, like he's trying to lay out the game plan, you know, trying to strategize like that. And I see that coming out even more with this High Priestess, is that, you know, he definitely has wisdom to fall back onto for some quality intuition, some quality sort of feelings about stuff. We have the World card coming out here. So this is somebody who definitely wants to, like, reiterating this card, wants to bring things to an end, wants to destroy things, wants everything to sort of come out in the open. You know, this is also angels. This is seraphim. And we also had this Temperance card coming out reversed. So he wants to bring an end to poor health. I feel like that's really his filter. He's had this sort of awakening of how things are connected, and really, truly wants to bring it to an end and establish a better foundation, instead of a foundation built on lies, right? and complacency, so that the people never ever tap into this wealth. Like, it was so interesting that I kept seeing the 5 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles when I was shuffling that deck, because it's like we all have been forced to accept this sort of complacency. And what we truly deserve is this. It's prosperity, right? All right, you guys, so I pulled some cards for the pros and the cons. And for the pros of supporting Dr. Shiva, we got the Devil card and the No card. And to me, and it landed, I kid you not, it landed right on top of this self-sabotage, don't talk to strangers. So if you remember what I was saying when I was talking about those cards, this to me is reiterating that a pro of voting for him is that he can say no to the devil. Like, that's temptation. Like, he's not allowing that demonic voice to get in his ear. Like, he's not allowing other people to get inside his head. To me, it seems focused, right? And so for the pros, also, I pulled out of this deck that, again, he's like revealing lies. Like, he's trying to get back what was taken from us. I see him lighting the way, to me, this is wisdom. Like, he is going to shine a light on the devils, all right? So that's a beautiful pro to have there. But his cons are kind of hilarious, because spiritually, I don't even really see them as cons that much. It was hilarious. The first con that came out was the Tower card here, all right? And I just find it so hilarious, because his name is Shiva, the Destroyer. And like, that is literally what he wants, this fire. You see this destruction? This is a Uranian shocking revelation, all right? And what the uncomfortable truth is that he is revealing where you are stagnant, where you are stuck and won't give up, or where you are stuck and want to give up. You won't move, you won't take a step, you don't really know where to go, you feel isolated, alone, and he's coming in like, hey, remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember your divinity. Remember your power. Remember that you are an intelligent being. But it's painful. It's painful when he's just, coming right in, telling you the freaking truth. Like, hey, you are this empress. Hey, you have this abundance. Hey, you have this, But it's like in a very kind of rude sort of way, being like, your problems are your fault. But it's like pointing out these really uncomfortable, and that's not the only thing he's saying, right? But in his heart of hearts, it's like he wants to empower people, but he also wants to put the fear of God in them, get these people freaking motivated, so that they're not just frozen, like deer in the headlights, not just frozen, not knowing where to move, or this sort of complacency, like just so happy with nothing, with shit. All right. So let's look at timelines, all right? So I pulled a whole bunch of cards to kind of see what's the most likely timeline that we're looking at with him, his movement, his work, right? I see him successfully helping people release their karma, helping people heal, especially this almost perpetual wound humanity has around having boundaries and saying no. Like, that's, and it's almost a luciferic ability to like individuate, to disagree, to go against the grain. That's also kind of a Uranus energy. And, we had the Tower card come out again. But I guess the future, I see him achieving a lot of things on the energetic, spiritual front, but maybe not as much in the physical. And I feel like that's where most of the goals, the hopes, and aspirations were. But I do ultimately see this sort of failure, somebody like him basically kind of thinking there were more options than there were, thinking that there were more viable options than there actually was. Kind of, I see being deceived and failing to realize that, this is actually kind of, it's making sense now, actually. This is kind of sad, but I see a loss, right? I see him losing, and there was a lot of sort of hope put into this wish manifesting physically, but I see that humanity right now is just not ready to make that decision just yet. Like, they are still complacent. They still aren't ready to accept the, healing, releasing, but also terrifying flames of Shiva that wish to release them from their bindings. But I see that all in all, he is inspiring people to heal themselves. Overall, he is leading people to a higher timeline. And this will be achieved, even if and even though it appears will not win the election, or he's not going to achieve some kind of goal in the physical that he thought he would, or but he's going to achieve his goal in a different kind of way, which I think is very beautiful. He's definitely spreading this message of self-love and healing as being true prosperity. And here it is, the Ten of Pentacles. I told you I was wanting to come out of the other deck so bad. Oh my God, yo, guys. I had this Ace of Cups, this self-love card, but of course we have the Ace of Cups here too. So this definitely, he is achieving his mission of helping people love and heal themselves, educating people. And it's like, even though he doesn't win this election, he's still like achieving the goal. So if you guys are interested in this guy, clearly I'm more convinced now. Of course, I'm always going to remain skeptical and kind of, you don't want to have idols. You do not want to idolize people. But if someone is inspiring you because they are, like this guy actually out there trailblazing, doing the work, spreading this message and really trying to help other people facilitate that in their own life, even if people are still complacent and not taking the action exactly the way he envisioned, this energy alone is doing the work, is healing. So it's not truly a loss. It's just sort of the way he would perceive it himself as a loss. Just because I think this is kind of this is a high achiever personality type. And I think at a certain point, there are certain shadows that he has faced that maybe make him extreme for some people, and it's going to scare away a good portion of people who are committed to this energy. You know, they want to be in that Four of Pentacles energy. But yeah, I see him really trying to shatter this reality and really trying to go for the masses that are being hypnotized by the media. But I do think it's unfair for us as people to put too much faith in one person or the other. So I don't believe, I'm not making this video to tell you to put all of your faith in Dr.SHIVA, but I am telling you that he has a key, he has a message, he has another tool for your tool belt, maybe quite a few tools for your tool belt to help empower you to chase after this feeling of balance and harmony and health and thriving in your life. No longer suffering in that Five of Pentacles, out in the cold, untouchables energy, okay? And he would know, right? He would know how important it is. And yeah. Okay. So now that we've covered all of that, let me get into our conclusion. Pull some extra cards. If Spirit, God, our divine creator has any advice for us in regards to this individual and a path moving forward with this person, because overall this message seemed positive. All right, you guys. Man, this is a big old long reading. So Spirit's advice moving forward through this period of time, this incredible period of time we're all alive, right? We just again and again and again coming through this message to listen to your intuition. Develop your intuition. Have faith that you can find your way to the truth. And I see that this means, because this message to me talks about trauma, unresolved trauma, especially with this bottom deck of the Ten of Swords here. And underneath that is the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so the message that I have coming through right now is that even when you are disappointed with leaders, with people in the world, because we're going to have leaders come and go, and our collective consciousness as humans, we're going to manifest people, leaders, figures into the light, and manifest them in and out of that light. So people are going to come and go. We're going to have lots of options, lots of illusions, lots of false leaders, false calls. And Spirit wants to warn you about allowing yourself to be lured into a Pied Piper sort of situation, following somebody who's just singing a good tune, and you're just trusting a leader instead of trusting yourself. Like, you have to choose within your being that you're truly only relying on yourself at the end of the day. Like, you are not putting all of your faith in one individual like Dr.SHIVA or anyone, any old person who comes along, right? We have this void womb energy coming out, and this is Spirit telling you to embrace the mystery, embrace the occult, embrace the true divine feminine mother energy, which is that void, that, outer space, cosmic energy. And this void that you can delve into within yourself, this sort of negative space within you that is full of spiritual activity. That is what you need to be nurturing. That's what you need to be going inward and looking into for truth, not getting all of these external outside people filling your head with stuff. You don't want to get your hopes up or put, all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. You have to use your intuition to root out false teachers or teachers who are going to mislead you on your personal journey. You want to make sure that you are the Pope in your life, all right? You are the Pope of your spirituality. Make sure you are always working on your perspectives and your biases. Make sure you are keeping an eye on your particular little demons. Like, you have weaknesses, maybe temptations. And it's not just like a you specific thing. It is us as humanity have the temptation to deify people or put them in sort of like a parental authoritative role. And our problem is that authority is corrupted, and it's going to keep being corrupted because we are supposed to be the authorities in our own life. And the fact that we feel so deeply on a collective level that we need this parental, governmental figure, this president, to put us in place or keep us together and, tell us, tell us what to think and feel, how to see and whatever, it's going to lead you to betrayal, going to lead you to heartbreak. Your only success is focusing on the truth, working towards keeping yourself in check, keeping yourself, and that just means reorienting. Every time you get distracted or pulled away or whatever, you don't have to go into this whole shame cycle either over it. Love yourself, be compassionate, and just realign the focus. Just as soon as you become aware of, I kind of been slacking in this way, refocus. Just don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop believing in yourself or trusting yourself. Never, ever trust another person over yourself. Let yourself make the mistake. You'll learn. That's literally the process of developing wisdom, experience. Wisdom, Sophia, this Gnostic goddess, void womb deity, is one who was made from a mistake, or is called the mistake. You gain wisdom through mistakes. That's how you actually learn. That's the kind of uncomfortable spiritual exercise that we have to do to be healthy and fit, so that when we do die, we actually have a healthy, etheric, astral body to inhabit. So we don't have to keep coming to Earth, engaging in these same cycles over and over and over again until we finally get it right and strengthen up like that, right? So develop your will. Your will is everything. Develop your individuality. And then go into your community. The real mastery is being unique within a community. I am ruled by this energy deeply, being an Aquarius rising and having Jupiter right on my ascendant. Okay, I am ruled by this like Aquarian, expansive, spiritual energy, where Aquarius is so otherworldly and advanced and future thinking, and it's like against the mainstream because it's becoming the next mainstream in a way, but functioning in a group of people that are all in that empowered state where everyone is in their own lane doing their dharma. And because we are in alignment with the Creator, therefore there is a natural harmony, a natural order through that so-called disorder. And we are brainwashed by the society to perceive this toxic, stagnant society as healthy and safe, and a society where people are allowed to discover and explore and truly develop and expand themselves as people and chase their dharma, that would just be pure chaos. Nobody would work. Nothing would ever get done, blah, 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 blah. But it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. That's why that's what the Fool card in tarot represents, is us taking that journey, that awakening, that leap of faith. The clock was at like 10:22:22. So y'all might be seeing 1s and 2s a lot, or 10:10 a lot. And that's just talking about you being a leader here, and also having divine partnerships. So having people to work with on this mission. So I think I'm just going to leave it like that, because I just keep talking and talking and talking, and I want to edit this and get it up while I have my office to myself. So with that, I will leave you guys there. I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed this content, consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell so you know whenever I put out videos. I try to create my videos in a way that you can use them with a divinatory intention if you want. It's sort of like taking a book and opening it to a random page and getting a cryptic message from like randomly picking out a sentence after you asked a question. If you are feeling drawn to the video, even if it doesn't seem like a typical pick a card format like I did today, sort of, there are still spiritual messages in the videos I am making. I feel like typically I'm talking about information that is very relevant, especially certain information or perspectives that are being skewed a certain way to funnel human energy into these toxic rituals. I will let you guys go. I cannot stop talking today. Oh my gosh. I hope y'all feel inspired to make videos as well, or content or art or whatever you do. It doesn't have to be video, but in whatever way you connect and create and share and reach other people with this message. That is what an angel is, right? Messenger of God. We are all angels. So let's spread the message of God. Let's spread the message of love. So I will put that information of this guy in my description below. If you are interested in a reading, you can feel free to email me. And I'll sign off with Dr.SHIVA's slogan, which is truth, freedom, health. And that is what we are entitled to as basic human rights, I feel. So I hope y'all appreciate this information that I've brought to you. If you would like to support me, consider donating. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.